What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. Hey guys, what's up? It's another day, another quickie for you guys, and probably this is going to be a short one, although we have a lot of things to talk about. So let's get it on. My name is JJT, and we have Komish on the not turning on the video, but yeah, he'll be here with us discussing some of these the happenings today. Maybe we could start off with some news and injuries. Paul George, an elbow sprain. So yeah, we were just talking about Paul George yesterday, about Marcus Morris and the value of Marcus Morris without Paul George. Any timetable? No, I don't think there was a timetable given.
No timetable. They did say that they just changed it. It was supposedly a contusion, but now they made it elbow sprain. Not much else. Not much update. But Evan Mobley had an elbow sprain. That was his injury. That cost him 2 to 4 weeks, supposedly.
Yeah.
So not gonna be surprised if it will be the same. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same degree or severity, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Sadly, for an Paul George owner like me, that's going to be a tough blow if he misses a couple of weeks. Because he's been good. He's been good this year, and hopefully, just a couple of weeks would be the maximum. Again, officially no timetable yet, so we'll just still wait for the official timetable provided by the Clippers. Another injury, Jimmy Butler still out. Another one of my players in our invitationals. I have Paul George and now Jimmy Butler still out. I'm really a bit worried about the injury situation I have on my team, especially with Paul George being out. So not good.
Jimmy Butler, yes. I would think another week for Jimmy Butler. A week at most. But that's better for him to rest the tailbone. But I guess you have to pick up Caleb Martin at this point because Jimmy Butler looks like he's not even practicing. So that means it will take a while for him to come back.
Yeah. And of course, Caleb Martin had a great game the other day. Tomorrow they'll have a game against Chicago, so another team who's very depleted at this point.
Yes. With Jimmy, what we have to wait for is if he will travel with the team. The team has, I think, a 4 or 5 game road trip coming up.
Yep.
If he doesn't travel for that, for the road trip, then we're in danger. We're in trouble because that would lead you to week 10 already.
Yeah.
So that's problem. I mean, it's not actually how many games is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 game road trip. The whole week 9 is on the road for Miami.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't travel,
that's
you're gonna
2 weeks of
him.
no Butler. Actually, that's pretty much 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
4 weeks, right? I mean, he's been out for a while. He just played one game, which he didn't finish, and then he's now out another. So another week. So he's been out for pretty much a month now, close to a month now.
If you include what was his first injury? He had an injury at the start of the year. I mean, was that a sprain?
Yeah,
not too sure. Yeah, so almost a month if you add all of them together. Almost a month.
Definitely not a good situation there with Jimmy Butler. It's sad because we were quite high on Jimmy Butler this year, and it's just the injuries that's killing his fantasy managers. Another player injury, we were just talking about him yesterday. Anthony Davis, out today. With a sore knee, and for all those times he was game time decision, today they ruled him out.
But today, that is what scares me about it because he's always been able to play, but the injury might be This serious. Okay.
Yeah, and they are against the OKC Thunder. They were against the OKC today, so I think that contributed to him for them to rule him out. It was against OKC, and they won it handily today. So yeah, Anthony Davis, hopefully not really a long term one. I don't see it as a long term injury as well with Anthony Davis, but yeah.
But it's a real injury though. It's a real injury. He said he woke up with feeling not too good about it.
Mhm.
So that's still a worry. That's still a worry for
And
me. Yeah.
any injury with Anthony Davis is always a worry. So I
Yeah.
think yeah, there's that. Josh Richardson is out on COVID protocol, so another another COVID casualty here. But yeah, well, 10-day quarantine, not a high end loss compared to what Chicago has gone through. But having said that, though, Chicago started with just a couple of low end players that eventually turned out to be getting to other players as well, including the players from the other team. So something to monitor as well.
Yes.
But one last news: Mo Harkless returned. I know this will be funny because Mo Harkless is pretty much no one, but I'm sure lots of fantasy managers are quite interested to know what happens here. Mo Harkless returned. Terrence Davis still started and played
Yes.
significant minutes.
I
And
think
that's the
with
significance of Mo Harkless's
yes.
return. Yeah.
Yes, with Mo Harkless' return, what we were looking for is how he would be used, and he was used sparingly, although he was still part of the rotation. He was used sparingly, but that's good, meaning he came off the bench. Since he came off the bench, then not Anthony, Terrence Davis continues to start. He
Yeah.
will become a player that I think should be what you call this, probably the best ad right now. I mean, I'm among the hot free agents.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the more long, not the best. Probably the more long term one. The
Yeah.
guy you would not drop right away when an injured player comes back.
Definitely, he has gone beyond being a streamer to maybe a short term, now probably a longer term outlook for Terence
Yes,
Davis if he
yes,
continues. He is in the, I guess, ride him while he's hot type of player. And if he's not, you'll have a little leash extended to him given the way he has played. As long as the minutes are there, he should be okay.
yeah. Metu is out already. I mean, not part of
Yeah.
the rotation. So there, that opens up everything. At least that settles the Sacramento rotation situation. We have more clarity now. We know who to target. We know who's the players that we can use, streaming wise or not. It's clear now. That's good. That's good for us.
Yeah. Now let's move on to some buy players. We talked about Boucher yesterday. He started again, but still, they were missing a few of their centers. So ride him to see where this leads us. But yeah, Boucher should be added. JaVale played as a starter today because Aiton was out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's been decent. JaVale has been decent, even off the bench, though. Even with 15, 20, 19 minutes, he's been okay.
Yes, JaVale has been good. He's not in the top 150 because of the free throws, but I'm not worried about that because it's not really that the volume free throws. But overall, it's been solid. It's been
Yeah.
solid. We don't know what illness the Aiton has, but wherever he plays or not, as we said, Javale is a maybe 14 teams. You can already add him.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, probably your last guy on your roster.
Yeah.
JaVale could be there. Brandon Boston, just weird name, but Brandon Boston. Uh,
Plays for LA.
uh, could be a good stream for a replacement for Paul George in case he misses extended time.
Mm-hmm.
He is a rookie, right?
Yes.
So again, with all rookies, you expect the ups and downs, but yeah, he has played well a few times already.
Yes, he has played well. He has played 25 minutes the last game. So that's good, I think. He might get a lot more minutes now
Yeah,
that Paul George is out. But don't expect
too
him to
much.
be I guess don't expect him to be consistent.
Yeah,
That's what I want to say. Don't expect him to be consistent, but he will be good. He will have good games, and he's really talented. The Clippers got a steal with this guy. They got a steal with this guy.
um,
So
just to be clear though, Paul George, if in case Paul George misses extended time, it's probably going to be Luke Kennard, Marcus Morris, those guys who's going to be carrying the load for the team. Maybe a little bit of Terrence Mann. Um, those are the guys, but Brandon Boston, we have to really watch out for him in case he will have some good games here and there.
I assume Luke Kennard is not available in your leagues if you're listening to us. If you're listening to us, so you already are are tired of hearing Luke Kennard's name, so he should not be there.
Yeah,
Marcus Morris probably will be there, and I think right now like Jeremy dropped him,
yeah,
so so I guess there would be possible cases that he will be available, and you have to go and add him already.
yeah,
And then the next one there is Terrence Mann and Nick Batum. Nick Batum is injured, by the way, so drop that guy. Terrence Mann,
yeah,
he's another guy that you could consider. But if you're in a deep league, I think I'm more interested in Brandon Boston.
yeah.
His potential. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, and then other buy players, the Houston Rockets, proving to be another fantasy haven for managers with lots of potential streamers or maybe even short-term players. Armani Brooks is one. We've talked about Garrison Matthews a lot of times, and yeah, he played another great game today.
Do you have any Garrison Matthews in your waiver wires? That's
No,
a question.
that's the last Garrison Matthews that I saw, the one I added
Yeah.
yesterday in to replace Marcus Morris. And yeah, I'm quite happy. Hopefully he does it again tomorrow because they have a back to
Okay.
back. So yeah, no
Uh
Garrison Matthews already. I think there's more Armani Brooks in the waiver wires. Who else? Yeah, pretty much that's it. And a little Eric Gordon. There are some 12-team leagues with some Eric Gordon. And then that's pretty much it.
okay. I think Garrison Matthews is I'm not I love this guy. He had two steals, two blocks today, I'm not mistaken, or two steals, and
Three
he had
blocks, I think. Is it?
he had multiple defensive stats again.
Yeah.
And as we said, this guy does not just give you the threes. Surprisingly, I don't know. I mean, I have owned him when he was in Washington, and he's not this good. There's something happening here. I don't know if this is long term or not. Do you think it's long term? I don't know if it's long term, but ride him, right?
If this was some other team, maybe it's not. But if this is Houston, so yeah, maybe longer than we would expect.
You think there's something happening in Houston right now, or is this just a fluke?
With Garrison Matthews or
No,
the
with
team as a
everything. I
whole.
mean, the team. The team is. I don't know what's happening with the team. The team is
Um,
playing so
playing.
well right now.
Um, yeah, maybe. I haven't really observed the schedule, but today they at least held their own against the Bucks.
Yeah.
It was close until the last quarter, I think. So yeah, I think I think they're just in a good streak right now. I think they're just in a
Mm.
good streak, and I think they might have found a good combination. I'm not sure if this says something about Kevin Porter Jr. or Jalen Green, because we've been talking about them a few weeks ago about them not being a good combo when it comes to building your team because they don't complement each other. So maybe that had some impact here in them winning. I don't know.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, you have a point. I guess I guess the only thing that's different right now is the two rookies.
Yep.
So that's possible. It could be more veterans, and these veterans are not veterans that are uh tested veterans. These are unwanted veterans, in other words.
Yeah. Uh,
So that
yeah.
I
If
guess
you look
that
at
that's
Garrison Matthews, Eric Gordon, I am not sure if you're gonna call Jason Tate a veteran, but
a veteran rookie.
DJ Augustin, right?
Yeah,
David Nwaba, those players are somehow the unwanted veterans or the outcast
the
among
outcast. Yes,
the
yes.
veterans. Sengun played well, 6 out of 8. Not
Yeah,
bad.
Jeremy is loving his Sengun right now.
In 15 minutes, come on, give him more minutes. Let's go. Uh, who else are by players? Marvin Bagley had a double double, 15-10, I think, today.
Yes, yes. 15-10.
But it's without Rashawn Holmes, and it's against the Hornets, which we always say, you know, a delight for centers, except
That's
Alex
true.
Len.
That's true. That's true. But I don't know how long Holmes is out. It's another weird injury that we don't know much about. So if you're looking for one of the three, Len, Tristan Thompson, or Bagley, I might go for Bagley at this point. I might go for Bagley.
Yeah. Uh, and then Shedai Osman, another player who has been dropped in the past few weeks, but is back. He had 27 minutes today, 13 points, 3 steals, and 4 assists.
He's
He's been
solid.
good before. He's been solid before getting injured. I guess
Yeah.
this is just a continuation. Overall, I think Cleveland has been really good. They are 8 man deep when it comes to, maybe 7 man deep when it comes to fantasy relevance, right?
Mm,
With Okoro being probably the worst option, or maybe Kevin Love being the worst option there.
yes.
Kevin Love has been okay. I mean, he's been
Kevin Love, I forgot to put Kevin Love's name. I'm sorry, guys. He had 18 points, 13 rebounds, and a steal and a block today with three pointers. So he should be there. He
yeah.
should be in that in my list today. And he's been good also.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
been
he
good.
has been. Like I said, it's 7 man deep in the sense that, Isaac Okoro might be the only guy he would probably have hesitations adding, but the bench, Kevin Love, Chedai Osman, and Ricky Rubio are okay. They've been rostered, except for Osman, who has been dropped, but yeah, could be rostered maybe in a 14 team.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, who else? We talked about Herb Jones a lot of times. I think we talked about him a few days ago. Should still be, if they have games, time as well. He's not a very popular ad, but yeah, if you have someone who's really bad at this point, holding on to some players like we said, Tyball, or maybe who else are struggling at this point?
Who else?
That's too much. That has so much ownership.
Nerlens Noel.
Nerlens
Uh,
Noel, maybe.
I,
Yeah,
I mean, he has been struggling. He's starting, so we picked him up, but he's not done anything. He's not done anything at all, and he has missed games even when starting. So, yeah, you could swap him. Or
yeah,
some people are still holding on to Kemba Walker.
yeah.
Uh, eh,
Yes,
I mean, I don't think you should.
just pick
Whether
Herb Jones.
Yes,
Drop
just
Kemba Walker, please. Drop him.
Grayson Allen. That's another player who I
Yeah,
think should not be who should be dropped also. Uh, at this point.
yeah. And I have a few Grayson Allen, but it's just because he is in my IL plus, and I couldn't move him up, or I had to drop someone, or just keep him there. But I was thinking, because I've seen some Malik Beasleys out there. Would you rather have Grayson Allen or Malik Beasley at this point?
Um,
Because Malik Beasley has been hot.
I'd rather
I'm
have
not sure today.
I'd rather have Grayson Allen. He was hot today. He was hot today. But something we have not talked about a lot is that the D'Angelo Russell has been out for I think 3 games already,
Yeah.
and Patrick Beverly was out before those two games. So Beasley has had 30 minutes at least for a couple of games. Today he had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 threes. So those are good numbers. But D'Angelo Russell was starting to work out already. I don't think he's gonna be out for long. So I'm not that interested in Beasley. I'd still hold on to. I'd still probably choose Grayson Allen in that case because D'Angelo is coming back. If
Yep.
D'Angelo's injury is more long term, I may pick him over Grayson Allen.
All right. Let's move on to our worry list. We talked about Nerlens. Isaiah Stewart back there.
Yeah. Isaiah Stewart, I think today was benched. He was benched by played only how many minutes? 20 minutes.
We were just talking about Stewart the other day.
Yes.
And talking about him playing okay, playing well, a little better than when he started. Yeah. Now back to the not really back to the doghouse, but yeah, it's definitely something to worry about with Isaiah Stewart. Other player that is on our worry list is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
For a moment.
Yeah. Sige, go. Go.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay na. Okay na, i-edit ko na lang.
Teka lang.
Okay lang.
Sorry.
Okay lang, tapusin mo lang yan. Okay lang.
Okay na. Hello?
All right. Oh, okay. Game. All right. So another worry player we have is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, another player we just talked about the other day. I think Shea today had what?
11
points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and a block. Again, we were talking about this the other day. I mean, offline, we were talking about this Shea situation on how do you gauge Shea's value at this point.
So what's your answer to that? How? I mean, if you own, let's divide this into two sections. If you own Shea, actually, you don't have to divide it if you want to get Shea. But yeah, if you own Shea, what kind of value do you think you can get?
I'm not even sure. Fifth round, would you be able to get? Is Kristaps a little low when it comes to value?
I think Kristaps is a little high with Shea.
It's a little high.
Yeah, Kristaps is a little high in my opinion. I have him. If you can get a top 60 guy for him, I think that you should do that. I don't think Kristaps is just top 60. I think Kristaps right now is top 40, and he's a center, so I doubt you could swing that. The players I've been thinking top 60 maybe a Tobias. Would you do that? Would you do a Tobias Harris for Shea deal?
Yeah, maybe. Or
maybe I don't know.
Drew a little too high.
Drew, I think, is a little too high because of the tanking worries, and Shea this year has been not that good. He's outside top 70 so far. So
yep, he's 85, I think.
Actually, the guy I think who might be exact trade for him will be Mike Conley, but I don't know if it's
a little too low.
You think it's a little too low?
I think so, with the risk.
Yes, but it's risk for risk. So maybe that would fly. You cannot get Anthony Edwards, Darius Garland.
No, you probably the timing the timing is not right. Secondly, they're probably a little way higher already when it comes to their values.
Okay. I'll give names.
Miles Bridges, for example. Yeah. Would you do that?
No, I won't. But I think yeah, Miles, maybe the level of Miles. You can go with the level of Miles. But I'll give some names that I think would be possible deals. Rashawn Holmes, he's
Yeah.
struggling. He's injured. He's been not been good for a long time. So I think Rashawn Holmes is one. If you're looking for not a big man, Scotty Barnes, I think you could get that. Gordon Hayward, I think you can get that. As I said, Tobias Harris. We're not talking about the injured players. The injured players like Jalen, OG. I think you could explore that and you can get those players. So those are the kinds of players. I think that's where Shea's value is right now, at that level, around
Yeah.
outside the 50, around 50 to 70. If you get the level of, let's say, Rishon, you can get Miles Bridges, get these guys. These are the higher level guys that you can get. The lower level guys, maybe Scotty Barnes, maybe a D'Angelo Russell, maybe a Mike Conley. Those are the lower end of the players that you
Yeah.
could
So you could start
get.
with the higher end guys and
Yes,
then move down the ranks, or maybe
of course, of
start with
course.
the fourth round,
Yeah,
third round guys. Like I said, Kristaps or someone in that level that might,
yeah,
worth a try, worth a shot, right? But are
yeah.
you worried more on Kristaps than Shea?
I'm worried about Shea more because Kristaps is playing well. I think Kristaps' role has changed in Dallas. You could see that he's more motivated. The only problem with Kristaps is health. They're
Mhm.
contending, so I would think that if he will miss games here or there, but he won't be tanked unless he gets injured, a major injury. But Shea is a different matter. Shea, even if he's healthy, I don't think can finish the season or would be 100% going
Yeah.
to finish the season. Yeah.
So worry play, and even on his good games, he hasn't really, had a string of really good ones. So that's also something that I'm worried. I have one Shea. We were talking about possible trade options for Shea, like maybe an OG or a Jalen, but yeah, it's risk for risk at this point. But yeah,
So let's do the
maybe
prediction thing here. Will Shea finish the season or not?
I'd say, all right, I'll go out on a limb and say he would.
He would finish the season.
Wait, I don't
How
have my
how
post-its. Okay, but yeah, we'll mark it there. We'll mark it there.
I don't think the listeners know what we're talking about. Maybe you can explain it to them
Yeah,
as
we're
well.
doing we will do predictions. We will do predictions as we go along. One of the prediction that we're following, the one we saw on Inside the NBA, wherein they do predictions and put it in a post-it, and then they'll post it on the wall, and just to make sure that after the season we can go back to it. So we'll do fantasy predictions as we go along the season. One of the earlier predictions, earlier battle between me and Kumish is the Gary Trent Jr. and Drew Holiday thing, right? So that's one. Now we'll
Yes,
talk about
yes, that's
Shea.
correct.
Now we'll talk about Shea. So Shea, I feel I'll go out on a limb and say he'll finish the season. Finisher, wherever he is, he's gonna play until the end of the season.
Um, I'll go. Actually, that's good because we're not compromising because I think he will not finish the season. But
Not
we have to
injury
decide
related,
what we
okay?
mean by
Is it
finish the
going to be
season.
injury related? Not injury. I mean, when I say
Okay,
not
okay,
finished,
not injury related.
yeah, it's pretty much on the rest thing, the load management thing. What
Yes,
happened last year?
yes.
He was able to play, he should have been able to finish last year, but they just decided not to play him anymore.
So what is our how many games before we say he finished the season or not finished the season?
Um, how many games in are we? 20?
Yeah,
5?
something like 25, around 25 to 26 games.
I'll go.
Let's
Wait,
do
but
55.
okay, I'll go
Let
higher. You go lower, 55.
No, I think he will be around 55 games this year. That's it, until 55 games. Then he'll
So
be
so
then he'll be benched.
let's do 60. I say higher
Okay.
60.
Okay.
Higher 60, you go lower 60.
There's no way he's gonna play 60 or more games. I just I just don't think that's even possible.
Hey, come
He
on. Come on. Anything's possible. Last season, we felt Kevin Love will not play. How many games was that?
Well, yeah, that was the last 15 games, I think, 10 out of 15, and he got exactly 10
I
out of
have
15.
I have to check back on Shea's missed games because he has missed a few games already. So I have to check on that. How many
But
games
I
has he
think he
missed?
has missed around
5 games.
5 games, maybe 5 or 6 games. That's the most.
So
he's
that
missed.
means around he needs to miss 15 more games. Yeah, I think that's possible.
That means that you are betting he plays 40 more games.
Yeah.
40 more games.
He can't
and
miss more than 15 games.
he has 8 wins, 17 loss OKC Thunder, who are better than expected. I doubt he's gonna
We'll
play
see.
40.
Let's see. It won't be fun if we're on the same side of the fence. So let's.
But at least we're really on the opposite side, because it's not as if we're both on the same side and we're just gonna make it the opposite so that
Yeah,
we can get this prediction. We're really on the opposite side.
I just I kind of feel that he's gonna play a lot more this year than last year.
So for our listeners, you guys decide if you want to believe in JJT or me. But so far, JJT has been winning everything. So
so could be the bound to lose kind of deal.
Yeah.
All right. Feel good player. Maybe we'll just talk about Kevin Durant and Giannis because for the longest time I don't think we have really talked about Kevin Durant and Giannis.
Yes.
Both quietly doing their thing.
Who would you prefer? I think that's the question.
Maybe Giannis.
You prefer Giannis? Okay.
I have KD. I don't have Giannis. I don't have Giannis in any team. I have KD in one team. It's just that there's still this lingering thing that, especially now that they're first in the East, Kevin Durant might be rested a few games here and there, or more than Giannis would rest. That's just my thing, but yeah. So I think I'll go with Giannis.
Okay, so looking at their stats, Kevin is third, Giannis is 10th. But they're equal on field goal, points, they're equal, assists, they're equal, and Giannis and turnovers, they're equal. And the others that they're not equal, steals, blocks, that's Giannis, assists, it's Giannis. I'm sorry, rebounds, that's Giannis. And then 3-pointers, surprisingly, it's close.
Yeah.
So basically, the reason why Giannis is number 10 is because of the free throws. And I'll pick him. I'll pick him too, because I'm sure you're punted free throw already when you picked him anyway. So I'll pick Giannis. He is more elite all over the place. I mean, steals, blocks, everything.
The counting stats are just too good to pass up.
Yes, and I don't even think you're sure to lose free throws if you have him now.
Yeah. I mean, you build the right. Have some players who are really good at free throws around him. Easier to build as well, Giannis.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want assist guys or you want rebounding guys, you can build around that as well. So I think, like he's like a James Harden, but a bigger one. You can easily build around him. And Durant is more of the efficiency guy. So yeah. Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokoumnpo are feel-good players for today. All right, that's it for a short quickie on a Saturday afternoon, and tomorrow it's the Sunday games. I think we have. Do we have a lot of games tomorrow?
Just 7, I think, around 7.
Right, so not a good size now, or a good number of games tomorrow at least. Not too many and not too few. All right. We'll see you again tomorrow, guys, for another Daily Fantasy Quickie. Bye.
Bye.